And we're live. Probably, yes. Sorry. It is 6:48 p.m., February 2nd, 2019, and we are still making indie games. I streamed on Sunday, and it is now Saturday, so 6 days later. The week's kind of been a blur because I've been doing a lot. I've been picking a lot of random things. I know at the beginning of the week, I don't know if this was here last time, I started out, I went back in, I've gotten most of the world exported and ready for my modelers to work with. This is the stuff I've exported from the engine. I went in and I started modeling in some different shapes for different things. I kind of wanted when you were on this level that you would see like a curtain blowing in the wind. So I started trying to model that in and just roughing in different things so that I had a firmer gray box for my people to work with. So I spent like 2 days on that, and then I realized I needed to stop wasting my time on that and let them do their jobs. Let's see. I got... What did I get? Let me see if I can find... I got a series of things from Rick and them. I don't know what I showed you last time. This is kind of the new art style we're going with. We did finally hit on something that I adore as far as the art style goes. I wonder if there's a photo in here. There may not be. Sorry, I'm a little disorganized. Give me a minute. So, yeah, this might have been done before. I think I showed it to you guys already, but we hit on an art style that I like, and they're about to go rework the levels to kind of hit that art style. It's an engine for one of the levels that's mostly there. It's kind of like this level right here. It's nice, it's sketchy. It's finally the first thing I've gotten that I think is correct. So we're going to make the rest of the opening levels look like that. That's what they're currently working on. Other things that happened this week. My buddy Joe from Effectsville got in touch, and he said he had a person who had a day or two free, and so I spent a day or two working with her, just giving her feedback. She tried a bunch of different things for the fog effects, because I've been having real trouble getting this to look like it currently does. I can show you some of the iterations she went through throughout the week if you're interested. Or if you're not, I don't care. I'll just show you anyway. I don't know how to show this to you without giving away my email. Hopefully it's fine. She tried a bunch of different effects. We went back and forth a lot. It took about 2 days. She tried different clipping things and things, but we ended up about here. What else? Right. Big thing happened on Wednesday before Rick went to Poland. He showed me, like before he left, I took a stab at the UI and I kind of made this. And I was like, I think I want to pull back towards what the UI was before. I kind of did this and I was like, what if it looked more like this? If we had some sketchier elements, I really didn't like the kind of sci-fi look that it had before. So Rick went in and he did a version which looks like this, and he showed this to me, and I immediately loved it and begged him to give me the any files he could so that I could try to get this in game. And so I spent Thursday and Friday doing a lot of that. And so if you play the game now, this is what the UI looks like. It's had a complete overhaul. I'm not saying it's done because it's not, but this took like 2 days to get all this working, figure out how I wanted this to look, start getting the colors and things looking right. And yeah, this all works now. If I unlock all, I can go through these different buttons and see what unlock all looks like. That's the UI. It's starting to kind of almost look like we might have a game. What does that bring us up to? Yes, so that was Thursday and Friday. What day is it? Saturday. Today, did I do this? I must have started this. I definitely started this yesterday. I started reworking I started getting things ready for like prepping a build that's a demo build for GDC. And one of the things I hated before was the way you unlocked the scroll. The combo levels for that were confusing and bad. I had an idea that was kind of not good, so I cut it. And I've added two little cutscenes. So basically, there's two levels, one for the drum and one for the accordion. And whichever one you do second, a little cutscene plays, and that unlocks the scroll levels. And just setting up the logic for that and starting the cutscenes for that was what took all of today and quite a bit of yesterday. And so that's where we are. Hey Wanted, what's up, man? Marcos Museum. Welcome. I have been working nonstop and I am out of gas, guys. I don't give a shit. And I'm gonna put on headphones because it actually helps me focus for no reason. So, I will actually show you what I've been doing today because I'm not done with it yet. There's two scenes that unlock the scroll. Let me grab one of those saves. And let's just polish it. I think I want this one. I wrote a little system that would let me, I don't have a word for this. The little cutscenes that aren't cutscenes, where it's just like an overlay, and, oh Jesus, did that completely delete my save? What have I done wrong here? Okay, let's try that again. Oh, Game Dev World. What that is I'm actually gonna take these off. It's initiative Rami's starting, which I think is super cool. It's like an online conference. So I mean, you probably know I have really strong opinions about conferences, and I think streaming conferences are the future. And I was talking to Rami about it, and he was like, when was I talking to him? I think this first came up at when he was in town for PAX East. Hey Sniper. And he told me he wanted to do one really badly as well, and he was actually in the process of setting one up, and that's Game Dev World. It's an online conference. It's not meant to compete with GDC. It is meant to be a developer conference. How do I explain it? So there's different schools of thought here, right? Like, I think it would be cool to make a conference that just goes after GDC, right? Or it tries to be GDC but online. I think that would be really interesting. And so I was pitching certain things to like Rami of what I thought we would do, but it's very clear this is not actually meant to be that. This is meant to be like the focus. Like if I was going to make a conference to compete with GDC, I would get not just speakers from around the world. They would be speakers that are things, honestly, it would probably be, because it's me, it would be things that interest me, right? Like it would be speakers speaking about the games that do well in China, or people that I can't usually get at GDC. Like there's a lot of amazing things being done in Japan. I would have loved to get a lot of speakers from there and that sort of thing. I think what Rami's goal is actually much bigger and much more interesting. I think he wants to make a conference which specifically speaks to where the audience is people around the world. So there's a lot of problems that people have around the world that I didn't consider, and that the GDC talks just straight up can't acknowledge. Things like, do you develop games if you live in a country where you might lose power for a week? And those are the kinds of, if you want to have a conference that speaks to people like that, you need to have people that have lived through that. And so I think Rami's got a lot of amazing goals, but one of the most interesting ones is to make a conference that speaks to people that don't usually hear from each other. Because there are people who are trying to form a game dev community in Africa, have a lot in common with people that are trying to form a game dev community in South America, but they'll never speak or meet. So he's kind of like trying to make a conference that helps connect a lot of these people, among other things. I think Yeah, if I lost electricity for 4 hours, I think I'd be okay. So long as like I had my Switch plugged in ahead of time so I could make it through. But like there are there's difficulties that I didn't imagine. Just like if you live in a country where you can't put your game on the Google Play Store, and how to get around these certain things. I have to admit, when I joined the group, I was like really gung ho about like killing GDC, making like this amazing online version of it. But I think what he's doing is a lot cooler and very different. And I think his goal is to basically streaming conferences are definitely the future. I imagine GDC will have a streaming component at some point, and I think personally there's a lot of really cool tech stuff to figure out there. I think there's a lot of interesting ways you can involve an audience if you have an online conference. I think it's just going to change things completely. But Rami's concern is to get out ahead of this and to make sure to set the bar really high for if you are going to put your conference online, you had better translate it into all these different languages and to make sure it's you know, mostly get the translation right, which is a really difficult thing, like shockingly difficult, to live translate a conference where people can ask questions, and somebody can ask questions in one language, and then that gets like translated to English, and then that gets translated into everybody else's. Like getting the chat right between 8 different languages for a stream and that sort of thing is quite a fucking challenge. I didn't even consider a lot of the things that have already come up about it. So he kind of wants to get ahead of that stuff, which is really cool. So it's like the last pro indie dev. Actually, yeah, the guy that was in the pro indie dev thing is part of the board. Yeah, AR tech. Yeah, technical language. There's a lot of things I didn't consider. Um, I don't know for sure we have this technically figured out, to be honest. I think the technical concerns almost the is probably one where we maybe should involve one more person who can figure that out. Um, Literally for the tech stuff, I don't think we have that figured out as well as I would have. I don't know. We'll see. But like just in general, setting up the page to allow speakers to submit talks has been like Rami's having a really difficult time doing it. I'm incredibly impressed by how dedicated he is. It's immense. I don't even know how to explain it. The problems that I didn't expect. Um, there's like Rami holds himself up to a very high standard as far as inclusivity goes, and so something as simple as having somebody choose their gender, you can't. There are certain, like say you want to let somebody choose their pronouns. There are certain languages where there simply is only feminine or masculine words, and there are certain languages where your given pronoun doesn't exist, and that's just kind of how it is. And there's not for a lot of terms, technically, socially, and a lot of things, there's just no correct translation. Like there's a huge difference between the way you say something in Montreal French versus African French, for instance. Like it's just complicated. And he's really Rami is holding himself up to a very high bar to make sure that this goes perfectly as far as that stuff goes. Like he really wants to nail it. I like it's impressive to watch. I think it's cool. But yeah, that's game dev world. This is like I've probably taken on way too much this year. Between getting Kine out because I've got to get this out, like I've got to get this out, and now I'm taking it to GDC. Either there's one of a couple events that are kind of like after GDC that I'll probably be showing this at, and then just getting this game done. with the obligations I've set up there, and we have this our conference. Like, I'm not really doing much. It's mostly Rami running the show for the conference. Like, I'm also part of another initiative that's spinning up that's like a fund for emerging markets, basically. Like, right now they're focusing on making games specifically for the female audience, because it's ironic because I'm pretty sure women are half the planet, but it is actually an emerging market technically. Like, there's more if you look at the demographics, there's more women playing games, starting especially around like middle school, that are getting older and older. And so I'm like advising on a fund to do that. What else am I doing? And then there's the usual shit I gotta do, which is mostly GDC. I haven't read my slides for that. Look, I'm drowning, okay? I'm drowning right now. Would be where I am. Hey, Silence, what's up, man? It's a lot of fun. My GDC slides are due on Monday. I was gonna do those tomorrow instead of the Super Bowl. Let's not think about that, okay? I really wanted to make games today. That was the thing I wanted to do. Alright, yeah. Cool. Oh, that's amazing, Silence. Cool. Are you coding in Maya? Like in Python? Python is real. Python is not imaginary. You can make things done, make things happen. It depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you want to make a game engine, probably don't want to use Python. But if you want to make a really slick rigging system, you're gonna export to Bones anyway. The speed doesn't matter. Fuck it, Python's good. Not everything needs a chisel. Alright. You can rig in Python? Oh, I thought that's what you were talking about. Like rig characters? In Maya? Maybe? Yeah, I mean, Maya supports Python. They have a whole Python API. That's like how I do everything. Like, straight up, you can go into the API in Python. Writing weather parsers. Oh. Okay, I don't even know what that is. Oh, no worries, dude. It's cool. Okay, which one did I open? I don't think... Oh yeah, this is the one I wanted to work on. Okay. Oops. Okay. What do I want to do here? I think... Let's make a list. One thing I need to have an animation. Do you guys hear the sound? Yeah. Gotta turn that off. Gotta turn that off for me too, so I don't lose my mind. Okay. The music is being done by Mitchell Wong. Do you want his Twitter? I'll give you his Twitter. If you tweet at him, he will probably drop into the Twitch channel. It's definitely not a secret. Scream it from the rooftops. This guy's amazing. He was he's a recent graduate actually. He graduated first chair trombone from his university. Yeah. Okay, so one thing I want to do, I think I'm pretty dedicated to this idea, is I think I want to make it so that when you're in this screen, we hide the HUD. That might be a big change or a small change, I'm not sure. But I want to do it, so... Good Lord, let's look at this. Okay. So for everything else I go through this system, but only for this. I go through a different system. Why did I make that stupid decision? I am very confused. Why is it you and only you are treated totally differently? So for everything else... Yeah, so for everything else I remove all other forms of UI and then show this. Curious. Well, this will be interesting. Do you trade favors in the industry, music for rigging and so forth? Sometimes. I didn't for Klein. For the Flame in the Flood I did. Like our art director did a bunch of marketing materials for Question when they were working on a game, and in return there's an effects artist at Question who's working as the art director there named Steven Alexander, who's fantastic, and he spent like 3 or 4 days getting a water shader. It's very similar to what it's similar to the problem I had here, right? Like in The Flame in the Flood, you're going on a journey down a river, but none of us are effects artists, and our river looked like shit. And I had the same problem here. I'm like, I knew I wanted fog to ring the world, and I tried for I want to say over the course of the project, I've put maybe a week of my time into trying to find fog, maybe even more than that, and I couldn't. So I didn't want something transparent. I wanted it to be opaque. I wanted it to be kind of cartoony. I wanted it to look drawn. And in the end, I just got an effects artist to do it, and it took like a day and a half. Yeah, I like what they did. And she's like, are you sure? It's really simple. Like her version, I can show you the different versions she went through, but I don't want to I'm supposed to be more careful about security. But you know. So I can't like show you my email. And unfortunately it's all embedded in email. Let me see what I've downloaded. Because it is cool, in my opinion, to see the process. I love seeing how other people iterate. I wish I could show you. So here's like one of our first versions. With it, and you can see my fog is underneath. When she first did this, I didn't like the breaking apart thing. I think that looked pretty good. And she has like, the entire time she kept this light source in there. And in the end, I basically took it for an afternoon and I just fussed with it for a bit and sent it. And I was like, what if you just pull the light source? It looks so much better. And then, which is basically what I did here. I took this and I pulled out the light source and like, I think I like it better without the light source. And I also, she initially had it so you put down one emitter and it emits this ring around the world, but I couldn't get that to be pretty tight to the world. So I asked her to come up with another solution, and she did. She made it basically a series of lines, and she wrote up instructions for how I can make the line longer or shorter. And then I just used multiple emitters rather than having one that emits for the entire world. And that let me hug the world a little tighter. Ooh, I never deleted this. I see you. Where are you? Come here. Oh, Jesus. Get it. Oh, that's for down. Yeah, alright, whatever. I'll figure that out later. Oh, and another thing I did was I told her I wanted to... I tried to take her fog and make it one tone, and my version was stupid, and I was like, I think I want a second layer of fog underneath. At the time I was thinking it would be the same color as the outlines. And then she just did it, gave me like a proper version and showed me how to change the color. So I'll probably tune this a little bit more, but there was just a little bit of back and forth. For the most part, it was all her. Which is fun. Oh, the skybox. I forgot I did that. Okay. Yeah, I've just been picking at random crap all week, guys. I've forgotten all the things I've done. Okay, so I had to learn... I was talking to Rick about what I want starting next week. We don't have a lot of time. His team is jamming on the opening levels, so like they're jamming on specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This area, right? And I just gray boxed in some things here to help them. Well, to help me figure out how I'd make it work and to get what I wanted back from them. But they're gonna give me this. Hopefully with like no effort on my part. Where was I going with this? Yeah, I wanted to, and when I was working on the UI, it was bothering me that the world looked so ugly. Like, I don't think I'll be able to get the entire world done in time for GDC. I don't know yet if I'm going to show this screen at all. I think I probably won't. I might show like a still image, but I at least want to get something that looked decent, and the colors were all crap. So I started thinking, okay, what if I at least put up a color that'll sort of represent the sky? And then I went down that rabbit hole, and I'm like, oh, how do you properly do a skybox? And I discovered, oh, what is a cube map? And then I got into doing that. I actually hate it. This is gonna go. I don't like this situation at all. I get why it would be a really good idea if you had a realistic world. And I downloaded all the tools, and I definitely played around like with the idea of a cube map. And I'm going with a hard no on that. I think I'm probably gonna just make a sphere, UV it, and do like a traditional sky dome, like stretch the UVs in Maya and such. I think I'm gonna go to that. Rick has a person on his staff, a young lady that does like paints backdrops for films and things, and he thinks she would be perfect for this. And she's available next week, starting I think on Monday or Tuesday in a couple days. So she's gonna bang on that. Meanwhile, he's got 2 modelers and a concept artist that have been spinning up, and they're the ones working on this. They've been working on this. It's Saturday. I think he pulled the concept artist onto this on Wednesday. We officially have 3 modelers, probably staying full-time on modeling until GDC. I have to have a conversation about that. We also need some 2D assets. Like, I'm gonna need some stuff to show to the press. Like, it doesn't make sense to go to GDC. when you make a game, you want to have like one marketing beat that's kind of big, like 6 months ahead of time or so. And I know I'm launching in like Q3, Q4, and I know I need to get into the press about March and April. And my only real shot of that, because I missed out on PAX, is to do it at GDC. So I'm gonna pay like 1 or 2 grand to like a marketing company to line up a bunch of interviews with the press, and I'm gonna do a bunch of interviews for GDC, and I'm gonna have people play the game. And generally, if you're gonna do that, you want to have some marketing crap for the press to put into their articles. So I need to get some concept art, some 2D art of some sort. That's kind of what I probably need to get done. Is it the afterlife? No, they're alive and well, Silence. Hey, Cowhome, what's up? Yeah, I like it the way, I mean, I'm happy. Like, this is probably the way it'll be for GDC, Aria Tech. Like, I like the fog. I don't know if the effects artist was super jazzed. She called it the Mario effect, which is when it just kind of shrinks down. But we couldn't find a way to make it, like, curl away in an interesting way. Also, like, I just couldn't spin my wheels in that. Effects people are expensive. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna be happy with it. Maybe I'll pick it at some point. There's definitely a part of the game that I haven't gotten figured out yet, which I need to rework, but this will happen after GDC, where you, like, get in a boat and you shoot off the world, and you're like boating through the fog, and it's Rue and Euler in love and having a little lovey-dovey moment. But because you're boating through the fog, I'm gonna need to rework this asset in some manner. That'll probably happen after GDC, so maybe April. Oh, you like the effect of the skybox? Nah, man. Nah. No, that's like literally a picture I grabbed from the internet and stretched to shit. The stars are not part of the skybox. The stars were there before. These are just transparent planes that I slapped in there. I think those are fine. I'm not gonna fuck with those. But this could use a pass. Yeah. Like this is the reason why you're seeing corners is because I tried making a cube map for the first time and don't know what the hell I'm doing, so that's I just don't like the effect at all. Like, I get it, but I don't like it. Don't like it one bit. So I'll just get somebody to do something good. And then we'll UV it flat. Old school Skydome. Yeah, it'll probably stay the same colors. That's the most important part for now, for figuring things out. Yeah. I'm excited. I'll see what she does. But it's cool. Rick's team is really good. I mean, it took us a while to settle on this. But now, like, he fucking teased me because he left on Friday. They're in the UK, so their day ends sooner than mine. Here's, like, an asset for the next level that they're working on. So this is gonna be, so take a look at this. That's in 3D, by the way. So, like, I sent them this, and they're remodeling it to look like this. Just, like, get it in the art style, get it ready, make it right. Oh, and the loot boxes. Well, that's obviously post-launch content Thursday. That's when we'll add the multiplayer and so forth. For our ongoing revenue stream. Oh, thinking about that makes me tired. Okay. We should... What was I doing? Jazz Battle of the Bands. Okay, so you go to here. Right, I remember what I was doing. I was getting rid of that UI. Okay. No. Wait, why did that not just work? Uh-oh. I'm updating the wrong thing. Oh, crap. No. This is not what I thought it was. It's a different thing entirely. Okay, so where is just adding temp UI screen in it? The U. Yeah, the idea of a temp UI screen, let's just not have that idea. Section unlocked. Remove the current UI when you do that. Don't worry, it's my fault. I have to be okay being distracted if I'm streaming. And the reality is I was running out of steam. So the stream is, you are more motivational than detriment, I promise. Okay, so we've gotten rid of the UI. I think I want this to snap instantly. Should we tackle making this UI look... Should I wait for Rick? One of the things I did over the course of the week, by the way, was I updated the fonts to something Rick recommended, which I like. Okay. I could try to tackle making a UI that looks okay. Might be a waste of time. Hey, where did her text go? Okay, so the way I did this was I added a variable to the win condition which takes a class of a new class called the scene. So I'm going to move things over. Top right, top left, bot right. Where are you? Why didn't that line show up? The font? I don't know. I know the name of it. I don't know how we found it. I know he was looking for quite a while. Rick just knows a lot about fonts. He's just really into them. Yeah, so why did that, oh. I think I know how that bug happened. So there was still a lineup that was set to be destroyed. Let me look into this. So if you have a line, okay, so you have, say you have a speech bubble. And you set the dialogue line. Where's the delay? Somewhere in here there's going to be a delay. Okay, so you show a line. You set the line, you set the location, you clear the handle. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, so what happens is this function has a delay in it where it, after a certain amount of, basically it'll show a line and then a couple seconds later it'll hide that line. If something else comes up, it'll overwrite that data. But if the new line is set to not hide, nothing kills this delay. How do I kill this delay? Can I pause a delay? Good. Cancel latent actions. It sounds like it does what I want. I've never used this node before. I'm scared, hold on. Let's just always do that at the very beginning before I create any timers and stuff. And let's do this for, unfortunately, I just kind of duped the fucking speech bubbles for each one, so let's just redo that 4 times. Let's just hope this does what I think it does. One, two, top right, top left, bot left. There you are. Who's my hey Tom, what's up? I don't think cats, I don't know, like Garfield? I go Garfield, I guess. Alright, so we have to do this quickly. Ready? We have to win this while good is still up. Yep, and it works. And it didn't disappear. Okay. So that's now working. Next thing. Yup, a lot of UI work, Tom, over the course of this week. What do I want to happen? Just want this done quickly. Of course not, Roy. I love cartoons. Let's say that you are going to use drum handle body. I think that's locomotion socket 3. And let's just say you're just going to be like I have no idea if this will work. Kind of looks like it's gonna work though, doesn't it? I mean, there's nothing to set these from falling out of sync, but you know, let's just get it done. That's about where we are. Philosophically, you know what, just to make it work, you don't have an animation. Oh god, you need one. Fuck. Here's the fastest way to make something we can just mess with. Oh, let's make a animation blueprint. Extend limb 200. 400. Fucking shit. Okay. And what you do is you just get the scale. Come on, give me a skeletal control. So in the dynamic appendages, what I do is attach socket to the owning pawn. This should actually work just as is. So like, I should copy paste this without trouble. Get initialize, blueprint initialized. Is that right? No. Wait. No. I want every tick. Update. Blueprint update. Get the owning component. Get the attached parent. Yes. Get the socket location of attached socket name skinned. Yes, that should work. Create a vector. I don't know about that. Don't want that. I don't need that. I just want the world space location of where you should be attached to. No, that's not how I want to do this. Okay, I'm not going to attach you. I'm not going to do this. Get the owning component, get the parent that you're attached to, get the... I'm going to declare a socket name. Every tick, get the world space location of this socket and promote it to a variable called socket attach point. Okay. Set that every tick in the whoopsies. Fuck. In the animation graph, grab that world space location, set your base skinned to that location in world space, place existing. Don't care about scale or rotation. Booyah. Okay. So this I should be able to reuse anytime somebody's standing on a limb of this size. The way I use it is you must be detached. And then I'm going to attach you not to the socket, but just to the mesh. And I'm going to fix your rotation. And you still don't look right. Why don't you look right to me? Is this rotated? No. Are you just sort of messing with me? Detach. Oh, for fuck's sake. Weird. Oh, maybe it's just the way it is. Alright. I don't know if that'll work, but let's find out. No. It's kind of cute in a way. Why are you moving? I misunderstand something. In a way that looked kind of cool. That's not what I expected. Show me stuff. Show me... Oh wait, what? I never replaced the animation. I'm not using the new system, that's why. Maybe I should just stick to using that. That looked kind of cool, didn't it? Kind of tempted. But... I wonder if that'll work. Nope. Okay, so... You are... Get your owning component, get the attached parent. Just scale mesh component 0. Yeah, no. Okay, so you're not finding the attached parent. You know, this is unimportant. Well... It really shouldn't be that hard to get this to work. Get the owning component. Ooh, here we go. Walk up the attachment chain from the root component until you encounter a different actor. Print that actor for me, will you? Keep owning. Okay, so get the actor that owns you, get the parent of that. Let's cast that to the skeletal mesh actor. And that probably won't work, but you know. Hey, maybe it'll work. Let's see. Oh, you're just gonna print every tick, I guess so, yeah. Okay, so you're finding... Okay, so you're finding... I think that might actually be correct. Like if I disconnect and look at you. Yeah, okay, so you're finding this actor. And then... Wait, so what's the problem? You're finding the correct thing. You're casting it to skeletal mesh. I even kind of feel like that's correct. The bone I'm manipulating is... Am I manipulating the wrong bone? Extremity base. Usually the root moves. Oh, G socket attach point. I bet this is the thing I'm supposed to be messing with. Yeah, okay. So I'm doing it right. I'm just at the end, I'm getting the information properly and I'm just putting it on the wrong bone. Just need to be in that bone. Then you're probably good. There you go. Okay. So now I can just do this whenever I want. I can lay this down and I can just make a limb attached back to the body, which will be useful in the future. Okay. And I can rename this something less stupid. Cinematic limb. Oh god, maybe I can't name it something less stupid. Attach. Limb attached to body. Attach limb to body. Sure. Why not? Okay. So that works. Now what? I wish this was more pronounced. Now let's get rid of that debug spam. So what does the scene need, huh? Let's print it and let's think. Oh, I see the other one as well. Hey, Port Bonky, what's up, man? I think this would look more interesting if it was always to the left. But I don't know all the times I use that UI. I think I used it in about 5 places. I'm just gonna unceremoniously move it, because I think it would just be cooler if it was off center. Don't nobody want their UI to be all on center all the time? That's boring. Right? Let's just pull up all the places we use it. Let's just do that. Let's just go with, I think here is one. Oops. No. That was incorrect. I've done a lot of changing of things lately, so I probably broke some stuff. Interesting. So there's times when I want to indicate that you've unlocked something. And then I don't want to force you to choose between doing that new thing or continuing on your current path until the end of the level. And I broke the ability to do that earlier today. And I'm debating how to get it back. Yeah, I did a recap earlier, poor Punky. I've been really busy this week. The UI and the fog and a bunch of random crap. I probably won't be able to stream for a while because I kind of need to focus on the everything. Like, I need another week like this one. Crap. There's about 50 different ways to do this. I don't know how I want to architect this. Because there's a lot of different... I want to have the idea that you unlock something. Which you do. I don't know where I use all these things. If... So let's make a section unlocked on hit. And let's rename this something that makes more sense, like offer branch. Section 2, offer branch path. Hit. It's excessive, but whatever. And if that's none, go on. Let's get rid of this idea. If there's ever anything in this field, take this path. Yes. Because this is rare enough, I need to script it in the 4 or 5 places I use it. Okay, yeah. So for things like... Okay. Then I need to go into here. In this level. Forms 06. When this level is loaded... Wait, does nothing delete that? Yeah, okay, that's handled. That's amazing. Poor Ponky, you'll be at GDC. Sorry, I missed that. I saw that in the Discord earlier. I'll see you there, man. We will get drink. We will drink or eat food. Not sure what that sound is. Me neither. Okay, so when I hit this stand, let's bind an event to effect executed. When I hit this stand, in this stand I'm going to set, it should be something like branch. Yes. An event to hitting the first stand. If I hit the first stand, I add a string to this other stand, which will make that unlock. Now let's go make sure everything else will still work. So, taking your sweet time saving, huh? In intro 2. On this map, if you're not in the combo level, if you're finding the corresponding level but we haven't unlocked the scroll yet, set that. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so those two should still work. There's gonna be one other scene I need to fix. Up here in 2 arms 09. Get this If push is not unlocked, then set the dialog. Find an event to this is going to be very similar. If the optional stand is hit, find an event that offers a branching path when you complete the level. Did not mean to search for tags. Don't know why I did that. What are you doing? Okay, that should work. I think one other place. Here. Forms 12. Oh wait, shit. I fucked up this one. Same deal if the optional stand is hit. As soon as the map is loaded, bind an event to the optional stand. Where if the optional stand is hit and the optional stand will be deleted if it is not unlocked yet. The system will do that. So if it's there and you hit it, then offer a branching path on completing the level. And where'd you go? Where did you go? There you are. Okay. Okay. Sweet. Let's actually test some of those, shall we? Okay, so let's try. It's already unlocked, unfortunately. Let's try this one. I need to rewrite that. That's too long. And that worked. Something I've just noticed. When you pop into those little scenes for not turning the rig, I disconnected the lighting system from the camera system. I need to check some more things though, so I'm going to delete my save real quick. Let's shorten this. So the lighting is not turning. It's bad juju, guys. the last one to test is this one, right? Yeah. Okay. So that's all working. Right, next thing is the lights. So I did this morning because I was just getting frustrated. It was stupid to have the camera and the light and the post-proc all tied to each other, because I was winding up in situations where I was not in the dynamic camera and I was always trying to like snap the dynamic camera to a given rotation just to get the directional lighting. I just need to separate them. So I don't know what you're talking about. Before I do anything, I'm going to close and reopen the editor because every single level will be dirty right now because I just compiled the levels thing. And, oh, good lord, I don't want to deal with that. Let's make sure I actually save levels I edited, though. You. These three. Also this. And this. Don't think I edited anything else. Maybe I'll save this just for kicks. Yeah, I think I want to move that UI over to the left. I think that'll just look cooler. And now we know for sure it's used in 3 other places, right? It says UIs, you see it 5 times total, well, 4 times total in the game, because you only ever see this once or 1 out of 2 times. Like, you'll only ever see this screen or this screen. Okay, first let's mess with the rigging though. Alright, so game logic. Where did I put you? Light rig. You know, I had the idea that I would allow this to happen over time, but target. They're directional lights, so the only thing that matters is the rotation. I'm more concerned because that shouldn't have mattered. Hey, Mr. Starfire, what's up, dude? Let's go into the game mode where basically all code for the game lives. A disturbingly large pile of bullshit. For the next game, I will clean this. Yeah, so when you start a level, get the dynamic camera. No, that's not where we have the problem. We have the problem here. Okay, so if the level has a camera, get the first one. Has a little start scene. Set new view target. Set the light rig to attach to the camera. Yeah, that should work. Maybe not the root component. Maybe you need to attach to like the camera component. Is there a component? Like that. Don't know why that would matter. So what I did was, instead of having the directional lighting always tied to the dynamic camera and manipulating the dynamic camera at random times when you weren't in gameplay, I updated it to, I just separated out, what do you call it? The lighting. So it's a good example where I'll definitely run to it, maybe like here. Yeah, the directional lighting is fixed, it looks like. Let's go. This is one that was broken before. No, that still looks bad, doesn't it? Let's detach. Have a look-see-loo around. Let's look at. Find for me that light rig. Okay. So you're attached to this. Oh. No, that's not going to work at all. Okay, yeah, I don't want to attach you. No, good God. Because I don't want you to be rotated like that. I want you to always be... So I don't want the lighting to aim down. The characters already have a spotlight on them. The directional lighting is supposed to only manipulate... Basically, it always... Before I had it always, because it was attached to the game camera, snapping to one of 4 cardinal directions, always aiming straight on. So I need to change how that's done. Interesting. Yes. So the problem actually is, keep where you are, set a new rotation. I want only your yaw. How do I do that? Get Yeah. Get rotation. Get your world rotation. Give me only your yaw, I guess. I've never used Blender, Starfire. I know a lot of people swear by it. I know there's a really fast and cheap modeler, like 3D modeler here in Boston, and he's really good and he's really cheap, and he'll only work in Blender, and you have to be cool with taking Blender assets to work with him. But I've never worked with him because I use Blender, and I haven't needed his services. I mean, these days, like with the modelers I'm working with right now, Jesus, that's not good. They just hand off FBXs anyways. They have their own, like, everybody's got their own stuff that they work with. What the fuck? So, like, I absolutely could work with him. There's no reason not to. In fact, right now I'm doing all of my, just for my sanity, and because I love these guys and I've worked with them before. I'm working with Rick and his company Surface Digital, and through him, he's basically managing the 3 artists that are working on the project. One concept artist and 2 character modelers that I have for. Basically, I have them almost full time for like 3 months, right? And a couple other people are moving on and off that are very specialized. And I'd say one of them uses Max, one of them uses Maya, and one of them uses Modo, but I have no idea which uses which because they all hand off FBXs. And my job is just get them in game. As long as the FBXs load into the engine, I don't give a fuck how they generate them. It does mean, like, at one point, Rick was talking to me. I love the art style. We both like it. We finally found something we both like. And that took a bit, to be honest. But it is very time consuming lining up the planes. Like, I'm glad I got them to do it, but it is time consuming. And so he was talking about, can I write a tool that does it? And the answer is yes, but not for 3 different authoring applications. You know what I mean? Probably Blender FBX is that you're stuck with 2012 because FBX is proprietary. And Glitif is the future. Well, I look forward to Glitif. Technology marches on. Oh, what was I doing? I have the worst brain. Okay. Yes. Why did this happen? So there's one light rig that I manipulate, and it's just 2 directional lights. That's all it is. And if I want to rotate it, I rotate the yaw, which rotates the directional lights. That's all they are. Don't know why the fuck they're way off in space. That part's a bit weird, but your location shouldn't matter. I'm getting a world rotation. I'm setting relative rotation. That sounds like a stupid thing to do, doesn't it? It does. Set rotation. Let's try that again. What the fuck is this? What did I just do? Oh, Jesus. Set your world rotation. Let the world rotation... Ugh. Okay. Okay, so it's still not working. What have we done now? Where are you? You're over here. Your rotation never changed. What did I do wrong? I got... Well, this isn't compiling, so that would be an issue. Set. Maybe I can't set world rotation from within this. Oh, good lord. Okay, so... This is actually kind of interesting. I could do hard math, or I could not, and instead I could say attach to nothing, then we'll set your rotation while you're in world space, and then we'll fucking attach you without manipulating the rotation, and then I don't have to multiply by the inverse of the parametrics and lose my mind for no reason on a Saturday night. So let's get... Let's detach. Sure, detach from actor. Set rotation to the rotation I want you to be. And then attach it without manipulating absolutely anything at all. Keep world, keep world, keep world. Yeah. That'll do it. I'm glad you like it, Starfire. That trailer is almost a year old now. Which is why I need to make some new marketing assets, because I'm scared. I'm doing all this work to get in new art, and I know it doesn't look like it yet, but The new art is going to get all in. Well, this next month, I went from being a team of 1 to a team of like 3 modelers, 1 other person moving on and off. So at any given time, like 5 people. So we should be able to crank through quite a bit this month, just for getting the environment art up to snuff. I'm hoping to bang out like a couple screenshots maybe with the new art style and like maybe some other marketing asset, like some new piece of key art. I'm gonna figure that out this week. What I can and want to get done for GDC. Because I announced like that trailer, I dropped it at GDC last year. Oh, the team's not officially growing. I am a believer. I was talking about this with Alan earlier today. Like, I think it's a good idea. There's different strategies, and I like the idea of building a studio and having a group of people that are used to working together, and that's really, really cool. But for this project, I'm experimenting with the idea of like leverage teams that are used to working together, but that are external. Like, what if the future of making things in the games industry is you have a very small core team that kind of figures out the game design and what the game is, and then you triple the size of your team using outsourcing houses that are specialized. Like, all of my art is going to get done by Rick. And I don't think I need too much programming support, knock on wood, but anything I do need for porting or anything like that, I will go to one house. It'll probably be Elmore. I'll pay out the nose for it, but I like Elmore. And just leverage the external teams and see how far that can go. Because I do think that's a way to stop the higher fire cycle and the fact that we have so much turbulence in the industry. I think if people could get permanent employment in these kind of outsourcing houses as a unit, and if as indies we leverage that, that's a good thing for the industry. I think that's a sustainable way to mitigate risk across the board in the industry. How many 100 people are in the QA team for this? I don't know. That's another thing. Like, it's pretty standard to hire an external QA team, right? Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do there. Probably have to do that. That's one of my problems I'll deal with in the summer. Probably hire the same people we did during the molasses flood because they were fine. I think indies should take advantage of this sort of philosophy more. It's something you're a lot more used to in AAA because you don't leverage outsourcing houses, but you do leverage like shared pooled resources a lot. Like at Irrational, we used the 2K mocap house. It's the motion capture studio and the people that have permanent jobs working on random ass Take-Two, Rockstar, and 2K games. And I think having studios like that are independent and indies using those kind of independent studios is a really smart way to structure your business. That's my thesis. I'm testing it with Kine. Might test it with the next game too. There's drawbacks to that. You have to rely on those outsourcing houses existing. You have to, there's risks. Plus you're not building up any kind of internal knowledge. Though in reality, if you hire somebody and you teach them, they could just quit. So I don't know. Different ways to run things. What was I testing? Okay, let's see if this works. Yes! He doesn't look like ass. Good. Well, he looks like ass, but not in the way that he did before. And that's what's important. That we fixed that one bug. Nice. Okay. Making a castle? You're not the first game developer to decide to do that, Port Bonky. I believe somebody else did as well. I don't remember the entire story. Damn it. Wasn't there some crazy game developer that went off and built a castle? I'm not losing my mind, am I? Please tell me somebody knows what I'm talking about. Damn it, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Maybe I imagine that. Maybe I'm having a stroke. I swear that happened. Like one game developer hit it rich and went off and built a castle or something. I haven't lost it, I swear. I used to know that story. Richard Garriott? Yeah, maybe it was him. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guess he had a $45 million home. With a moat. Yeah, that's probably it. Ha ha. Maybe that must be what I'm thinking of. Oh. Well, finish your project, Starfire. That's the only way. I know that sounds like patronizing, but you can make a game in a weekend now. Set aside a weekend and make a game, and then you're a game developer. And then make a bigger game, and then make a bigger game. I used to know a lot of people out in San Francisco that'd be like, oh, I'm not a real game developer. I think a lot of people feel like they're not real game developers. Like there's always something where if they do that thing, they'll be a real game developer, but they're not a real game developer because web games don't count, or because they're indie, or and they've got for some reason there's always this weird thing where indie people swear AAA people don't respect them and don't think that they're real game developers, but I've never heard that from anybody in AAA. It's definitely like some kind of internal projection thing. Like most people I know in AAA adore indies and wish that they could be them. There's always a grass is greener kind of thing. I'm gonna build a moat. What's the next bug I'm gonna fix, guys? I mean, there's so much to do. I know what I was gonna do. Oh god. Sorry, I just remembered a bunch of shit. Okay, but before that, let's delete our save first. If you hold down tons of buttons, it goes wrong. I fixed that bug. Though you don't know about that bug, you just guessed. There was a bug where if you just on the controller held down A, it would just freak out the game. Like after you'd enter a level, leave a level, and it was like get stuck in a loop. Just doing the same thing over and over. I don't like this anymore. I'm gonna cut this again. I need to figure out. I need to at some point make the flow for the demo for GDC. I need to figure out where I'm gonna cut people off. I think I'm gonna lock it out somehow so that you can just only play the solo missions. Because we're not gonna have time to do the levels for anything. We're not even gonna be able to get this map done. Just a whole thing. Okay, you. Hey, what the fuck? That's not supposed to happen. What level are you? What changed? I didn't save this. God damn it. Now I've dirtied every level on the map again. Could have swore I saved that. You guys want to see something interesting? A relative sent me a card. Like a literal card, like in the mail. Because they saw an interesting thing in the newspaper that reminded them of a conversation. So they sent me a card with newspaper in it. And they wrote about what they thought about the newspaper article. Print media is alive. It is, of course, an article that mocks the way millennials live. I'm being trolled in the most old school way imaginable. Just wanted to share that moment with you. So, it was kind of charming in a way. Print media pays your rent. Oh, what do you do, Gaia? Burn this to save on your heating bill? Yeah, well, she probably assumes millennials survive by burning things in the woods. Sounds about right. We already have a compile error, huh? Let's see if that one's real. Because that's suspicious. Don't usually have one on load. Oh, okay. Cool. I'll delete my save. Millennials survive by choking to death on avocado stones. It sounds like the way millennials die. I'm confused. Poor Punky. You know, I resisted the hipster bullshit for as long as possible, but I gotta admit, I really like avocados, man. Like, I like them. They taste good. I wouldn't have, like, just avocado toast, right? Like I'd put other things on it. But like in general, pretty big fan of avocado. Being a millennial is confusing. Only if you're on the outside. Alright, here we go. Let's do this. Alright. So help me, this doesn't work. I'm going to sit down and figure out why and then fix it. Bing, it works. Okay. So what we've learned is the other places where I move these. I don't know if avocados are hipster. I think when they first came out, I saw it as like everyone I knew that was way too into avocados was hipster. They were also kind of like way too into avocados because they were vegan, and it's just kind of like a part of a big old thing. But these days, I think avocados probably aren't hipster. They're just delicious. And especially if you're having avocados in California or somewhere where that's like normal, that's one thing. But like, it ain't easy to get avocados here in Boston. Like, you seek those out. They ship those from Mexico. When they came out, well, they weren't. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I feel like I didn't. Like, avocados weren't a big deal when I was a kid. Like, I didn't have one until, I don't know, like California. Like, do you think it was a marketing thing to sell more avocados? I'm pretty sure it was like over time, the American diet has changed to involve a lot less meat as a lot more people go vegetarian. I kind of assumed that was what started the avocado craze. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Star Hipster. I'm not good at reading sarcasm. Yeah, let's, I think I'm making the executive decision. I think this would be cool if it was in the corner. I think I want to put it like, oops, shit. Let's take this whole shebang. Move it up here. Let's shrink it down a bit. Start to think about what we want that to look like. Let's. The whole foodie thing help them along. Yeah. In general, the idea of like, when I think of a hipster, I think of somebody who's like gets really into something that's like dumpster diving for food to like, but it's not because they're poor, it's because they want to reclaim the food, or getting really into jarring things, not because they're poor, but because they really want to get into jarring. It sounds a lot, when I think of hipster things, I think it's glamorizing like irritating tasks, being pretentious about everything. Well, that's new hipster. As hipsters, it started out as being like glamorizing these kind of unpleasant tasks, and then it turned into getting way too into those tasks and then spending a lot of money on them. So things like, no man, I don't get like normal people pickles. I go to a special pickle place and I get like artisanal pickles, and I pay like $20 a pickle because I'm like way into pickles and shit like that. I want my custom mayo. That's what I think of when I think of a hipster. Target platforms right now, definitely PC. I'm in the process of, I want to come out on all the platforms. I don't know what I'm doing there yet. I don't know how quickly I can make the game. I ideally, like, I'm going to come out on every platform I can, most likely by the end of the year, but I don't know if I'll launch on every platform at the same time. I might launch PC and then come out on the other platforms like maybe like 3 months later, because I don't know if I'll be able to hit cert. Like, I don't know if I'll have enough time. Just with the amount of time it's going to take to make the game. It's possible, but like, if I crank and everything goes perfectly, I can simultaneously launch on... I'm thinking PC, Xbox, and Switch. I think this game would do well on the Switch. I'm already in talks with them. Like, oh god. So ID at Xbox was easy because I know this guys, so like I'm in the program. But for the Nintendo Switch, they're like, I got a contact, and I thought I could kind of like skirt around the whole process. And they're like, oh, that's great. Yeah, this looks great. This looks great. Here, submit. And then they're like, here's the format you're going to want to submit your PDF application in when you beg to be on our platform. And it's like, I got to get all my marketing materials together and make like a PDF and like pitch to the Switch team. Like, they don't let just anybody get on the Switch right now. So I got to do that. And that's just a whole thing. So I don't know, man. I'll do what I can. Sun-baked avocado juice in a mason jar. 4 years aged. Ooh, yum. Do you think the game could work well on mobile? I've never made a mobile game, Soviet Misaki. I don't know. I'm actually gonna... Maybe I'll drink... Alan Hazelden will know. He encouraged it strongly at one point. I don't even know what I don't know about that, to be honest. It's so pleasant to ship on a console. It sucks in a lot of ways, but it's kind of nice to know that, like, if it works in this dev kit, it's gonna fucking work. And mobile is just another thing where it's like, you make it for the Android operating system, and there's like 80 phones that use that operating system, and I don't know what to do with that, and I don't play mobile games, so I don't know how to make the control scheme work for it really well. Like, I'm not... It's my first time designing a game ever, so I'm just so far out of my wheelhouse there that I don't really know what to do. Historically, I make PC and console games, so that's probably what I'm going to stick to. Yeah, I mean, it's already going to be set up for gamepad. And I know you can make mobile games out of the Unreal Engine. Like, there's a way. It's just not on my radar right now. Like, I don't... And it's not... Like, how well do premium games do on mobile? Dude, I haven't even started thinking about the iOS yet. Oh, for fuck's sake. I should probably do that at launch. I need to buy a Mac. I need to put buying a Mac into my budget. Whoops. I forgot that existed. Where's my budget? Thank you for this moment. This is why I probably won't be on console, because I'm like a little bit in over my head already. Fucking, where is my budget? This is the wrong document. I'll just take a note for later. Alright. I have a list of storefronts, and none of them did I consider that I need a Mac version. God damn it. I guess Linux too. I'll put that in there. Maybe I'll ignore it. We'll see. I don't own a Mac. I'm gonna have to buy a Mac. Okay. Just joined the Microsoft Developers Program and I have no idea what I'm doing. I think it was one of those, I need this to be a proper developer. I need a mortgage to buy a Mac. Yeah. They're not that bad. I mean, we got the Flame of the Flood running on the Mac. We bought, like, I remember it was like less than $1,000 to buy the machine we needed for the. You just need a min spec machine to test with, and I assume build with. I never handled that. That was never on my radar. Interesting. People who buy Macs are the people that buy pickles from the special pickle place. It's a real thing in Boston. I'm not making that stuff up. That's called Grillo's Pickles. There's a pickle store. I've bought a jar of pickles there once to see what the big deal was. I was like, all right, I'll get something weird, like I guess pickled carrots. And they tasted like what you would imagine pickled carrots would taste like. A depressing waste of money. And that's about the end of that. Alright, you go there now. Let's, what do I want to use here? Let's open up something I used for the actual UI. Actually, when am I doing this here? I can do this right in Engine, can't I? Yeah, because it's in the goddamn engine. So why wouldn't I? Because I'm probably gonna re-import that image later and fuck it all up. But you know what? You know what? Who cares? So let's grab this. Let's not do that. Let's set you to be. That'll do for now, right? I don't know what I want the buttons to look like yet. I'm gonna use one of the saves I have for testing. What do you guys think about, do we need save slots? It would save me like a couple days of work if I didn't have to worry about save slots. What if there's just a save and a way to delete that save? Is that enough? I like the repetition. I like that this echoes that other. I like that this echoes the look of the section. I think I might dig into that all the way. Make this actually look like a section with an icon. Let's see what that would look like. Like, what if you actually had, give me, this is not what I want. I want the actual widget that I use for a section. What? There you are. Yeah. Let's copy this. Put that over here. Feel like maybe this should be wrapped in a, I don't know, canvas. Alright, canvas should be, yeah, there. But like, not quite so stupid. Oh shit, size to content. So you'll go there. You're not where I want you. Well, this is all a mess. This text is so big. Does it need to be? Whatever. I'll figure out what this should be later. That'll probably be an icon that changes based on what you unlocked. And yeah. Sure. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it cell shaded. Probably if someone complained about the lack of saves, but functionality comes first. If people complain, you can patch it in. Yeah. The way I would implement it, I could. I mean, there's some branching for the dialogue, but not. Oh. You could technically always unlock everything. I don't know. I like save slots because it lets different people play the game and everybody can have their own game. I want save slots. It's almost like it's an unexpected. How do I put it? Like, you gotta make a UI screen for it. It's just. It doesn't seem like a big deal. Like, just making the idea of another save file and switching between two save files is not the problem. It's all the little knock-on things. I don't think I want to let people name the saves. I think the easiest thing to do, like, I like Steven's sausage roll. The way he just has like 4 saves, they're themed, something like that maybe. It's just one more thing. And a never-ending pile of things. Like the options screen. Just yet another thing. Okay, well, now that I've gone this far, I hate the colors of the buttons. I haven't figured out what a button looks like in our game yet. Also, technically, if I was doing this right, the buttons would be themed because you're choosing between 2 different sections. So Where are we? Oh, hey, Derek. Hey, Dasan. Multiple save slots be mostly needed for people sharing a profile. Yeah, that's basically it. Like, I need more than one save slot, mostly because, like, I want to allow a situation where, like, multiple people can play the same game. Especially for things like the Switch and stuff. So I should just figure it out. Yeah, the time control buttons I might redo. Let me think here. Well, for one thing, I definitely know I want this to look like the thing I just made, by the way. Which is almost why I'm tempted to change the thing I just made. Interesting. There's the widget. Okay. That's the canvas. Okay. Yeah, let's bite the bullet here and wrap this in a canvas panel, which destroys all data, which is fine. Let's take this image. Where's the thing I just made? It's called Spacer Image Top. We'll call this Spacer Image Bot. It will be copied to here. You will anchor there, that's good. You should also anchor there. I want to put this stage over to the side too. Just in general, I like that theme. Make everything look like the level select does. Put this back. Definitely don't do that. This is often 2 lines, which makes it a little bit complicated. Weird. She'll noodle this more later. Just trying to see what kind of vibe I'm getting off this. Ooh, one thing I want to do for both of these is set the background image opacity to 0.9. So where's a place where I unlock something? Here. Hey, what the fuck? I guess I have to close and reopen the game because you can't hot-load that stuff. Oh, Duck Duck, thank you, man. Welcome. I needed temporary text while I built the game. So, yeah, wrong one, this one. All right. Imagine I'll probably want a black scrim on this like I do on everything else. So I'll probably want those to be different. Right? Probably. Yes. Most likely. Hey, Courage. I'm glad you like the game, man. It is everyone's kind of game. It's the most awesome game ever. Game of the year. Best game of all time. Bigger than Mario. I'm tired. I'm babbling. Alright. I'm gonna take a break, I think, and then just do more random stuff. And then continue doing more random stuff. And then at some point sleep. Bigger than Jesus. How big is Jesus? Like, are we talking dimensions? We're talking renown? Talking effect on the world? Game of every year. Yeah, I'm suddenly exhausted. I'm going to go. Unless you guys have a humorous thing to say. Or you want to say goodbye. gonna take that as a no. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Why did the chicken cross the road? Stay thirsty. Let me know. Make it good. Thanks, Starfire. Thanks for the follow, man. That was not good. Stay thirsty. You could have... Starfire, you could have definitely pulled that second one off as intentional. Good night, Crash. Yeah, no, stay thirsty. We're not hanging out and waiting for another one, man. You've proven that you can't do this. Alright, I don't know when I'm going to stream again, because I'm going to be pretty busy for a while. Because, yeah, I got, like, meetings on Monday. And I got... Oh, God, my GDC talk is due on Monday. My slides for it. Maybe Tuesday I'll be around again. Who's there? Stay thirsty. Why do I indulge him? I mean, you did tie it together. You get points for that, I guess.